Hi everyone, I'm Jhoanne. I am going to start this channel to document my abstract art journey, how it completely changed my life in terms of like my mindset, my inner peace, spirituality, and much more. And when I say much more, I mean abundance 360, so stay tuned. I am actually a 9 to 5 full-fledged corporate finance person, but I have my other side of me that is an artist, an abstract painter. And everyone was just like, you're so 9 to 5, but you're also an artist? Or what does it mean? It doesn't gel. So I'm here to tell you how it can gel. It doesn't have to be super black and white, although I do wish that in the future I might go to do like a full-time artist. I don't know. It's a process, it's a journey. But right now, I want to share with you how it's possible to balance both worlds. Just to give you a bit of a background, I have been in corporate all my life. Finance, banking, you name it. 5 years ago, I found out that I have a knack for abstract art. My mom retired from the United Nations, and then her friend was just like, oh, why don't you try to paint in your free time? And then that time, my mom was still living with me in this apartment. So she actually bought a whole lot of canvas, paints, colors, and we actually use acrylic because it's a small place. And we believe that if we kind of like use oil painting, it's gonna smell too much. So that's why like we stick to like acrylic instead. And in the beginning, when I come home and she was just like, Jhoanne, like, do you want to try to paint with me? And of course, being a kid or, the child thing, you're just like, no, I don't want to do it, right? And mind you, the art background that I have was that when I was younger, I do like to draw animation, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball. And when I was in high school, it was just like an art class, which I really did enjoy it, to be honest. It was just like super forced, so I never pursued any art afterwards. Like there was this one day when I came back home and my mom wasn't there. She went out to buy more supplies for her paintings. And so when I came back home, I saw that my mom put like a small canvas, like a blank one, on the dining table. And there was like multiple colors like scattering around. So in a way, it's just like the universe trying to tell me that it's time to paint. So I kind of like stared at it and I just start painting. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll start painting. I don't know. It could be fun, right? And I remember that the first painting I did was a really kindergarten, like 2-dimensional garden. And it was super funny because it was just like a simple thing, right? And then I was just like, all right, this is just so cute. I have to post it on my Facebook or my social media. When I kind of shared it, it was the most what the moment of my life because my friend just popped in and say, can I buy this from you? And in that moment, I'm like, oh, you want to buy this from me? Like this is so, uncalled for. And then afterwards, because of course I'm in finance, and then I have to admit that I started out with art by the fact that I really love colors to begin with. And if you can make money out of it, I'm like, oh yeah, because I'm in finance. That's just how I operate, right? And I do believe that money doesn't necessarily mean it's evil. It just means that you want that kind of money to give you the kind of access to life and freedom. So in any case, when I kind of like listen to like the universe, I'm like, all right, maybe there can be more than this. And it actually kind of like propelled me to paint every week afterwards, right? Like I would learn from YouTube how to paint rainbows, skies, ocean, animals, you name it. Like that's like the beginning phase of like my art journey. And it was super funny because I started like posting more on my Facebook, and then people be encouraging me. It's kind of like the universe telling me that, oh, you should paint more, you should paint more. I just felt the calling, that you should start doing more. It was the calling through like the feedback that I had as well. And so one day, my mom asked me if I can paint like a statue portrait of a being or something, right? And I told her, yeah, for sure, I can do that. And I kind of like start painting it, and then I finish it. And the next day, what happened to me was that I had the worst vertigo. Like I woke up and I just couldn't really like stand. I was like super wobbly, and then I like just kind of like had to lie down on the bed the whole day again. And when I actually thought about it, I realized that I was using too much energy with this one piece. And I kind of like, I'm a person that listens to my body. And I realized that if my body is saying no so much, it means that I'm not meant to do it, right? And so when I got better, I came back to painting again. But then I realized that, all right, maybe I'm not supposed to paint something that's very, rigid. And that's when I found the world of abstract art. I kid you not, I opened YouTube, and then that day there was this lady who was saying that beginner's abstract art, and I was like, I don't even know what it meant. So I clicked on it, and then she was just like, oh, like, do you know that you can make a lot of money from abstract art? And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? And then in the YouTube it says that, well, in the corporate world nowadays, like office, hotels, it's very famous, or it's actually preferred to buy abstract art, because with abstract art the interpretation is in your mind. It's not like a setting stone still where there could be judgment or like negativity from like buying like an actual painting. And it got me to think that it completely makes sense, right? And it makes sense because I love colors. I love mixing or like blending or like putting like colors together. And because I come from like a corporate world, I realized that when I start abstract art, it actually breaks down any conformity, any limitation, and it actually makes my body and like my mind feel like super at peace. And if I can earn money from it as well to buy my freedom, I'm like, why not, right? So in that moment, when I finished my first abstract art, because that lady in the YouTube also like teaches how to do it, my heart completely exploded. I felt that I found something that is really, really meant for me. And then afterwards, I couldn't stop painting. Like the canvas used to be like very small, right? And then the canvas got bigger and bigger and bigger until I realized that I couldn't contain my color palettes within like a small canvas anymore. So that was like the beginning of how I started like my abstract journey. And interestingly, when your heart and soul goes into things that you really love, it really resonates with people, because the next thing that I know is that I start selling my art piece again. And so that's when I know that I'm on the right track. Is because like when you're meant to do something that is really meant for you, and by that token, I realized later on is that the intention of like painting something is shown to like the people that sees it, right? So it's even more clear with abstract art, because you really can't understand what it means, but you only can feel it. And throughout like the process of my painting abstract art in the past 5 years, the comment that I've seen to receive is that my painting shows or exudes the love energy. And I'm like, that's exactly what I want people to feel, because I really, really love it. And because I've painted abstract art on my weekends, so it's more of like me being able to give a moment in time in a week to paint on this. I actually am proud of myself that I could sell my abstract art paintings on a constant basis. It's not like I sell every month, but it's more of like a burst of order coming through, and then it died down, and then a burst of order coming through, and then died down again. But if I actually kind of like average it on like monthly basis in the past 5 years, it's like I sell every month. So in a way, I wanted to share that this is what I believe that I'm meant to do. And by me sharing the love painting, it actually helps other people feel love as well. And I do believe that the purpose of my painting, and that completely changed my life, is that I am of service to other people as well. Because if I paint something and I can help people tap into that love vibe within themselves, then I think I have already accomplished what I'm meant to be here for. And so that's why sometimes I would get orders and they say that they're gonna use this painting as a centerpiece of their wedding because they feel so much love within it, and it just makes my heart goes like, oh my god, right? So in any case, that's the journey of my abstract art and why I will never ever stop painting, because I do believe that is my soul mission to bring that high vibe energy to the world. And mind you, I'm not a kind of person that I'm happy all the time, right? If you actually look at my IG handle, it's called Laylas Light, and it's my alias name. Laylas actually mean in Arabic, a lady who is born in the night. I really resonated with this name, and I felt that light can only come from the dark. So that's why I add Laylas Light. And when people ask me like, oh, do you need inspiration to really paint as much? I'm like, my inspiration comes from within. My inspiration comes from knowing that whatever happens, it's meant for you and not against you. And that's why I believe that it's so important to also have like this mentality of a strong, positive mindset to actually portray it into an energetic vibe, into like a painting as well. And I do believe that that's one of the key point whereby when people feel it, they see it, and then they want to buy it because they can feel that positive energy in that painting as well. So anyways, guys, I hope my kind of like first real introduction to who I am makes sense to you. And if you have any more questions, just please like, you know, leave a comment. Or if you're interested to follow me to see my journey, definitely follow me on Instagram. My handle is laylas.light. I will put the description below this YouTube channel as well for you to find out. And I hope to be able to create more content that is resonated in terms of like art, mindset, spirituality combined, and to see where this goes. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this YouTube channel, and I will see you soon again.